Okay, so here we go with a week 3 roundup of the Winter 282. This is my round of all the Munros in Scotland in one winter. So in the last week, it's been a week of very varied weather conditions, pretty varied hills as well, and also one momentous achievement for me, which is that I've managed to also finish all the Southern Highland Munros. Ben off, number 3. Amazing, having fun. Yeah. That's the time. So if you take a cut of that bottom section of Munros, it forms this sort of natural triangle with Loch Lomond at the bottom, Glencoe in one corner and Schiehallion in the other corner. And excepting Ben Lomond, which I'm going to finish the winter on, I've climbed everything. And I suppose that's the big news of the week, is that I managed to fit all these hills into roughly 3 weeks. Well, it took me a straight month back in 2013 to do that. So to come along in not winter ground conditions, but with all the winter darkness and weather, it's to do that in 23 days, I'm really, really pleased. I would love to think that I can keep that kind of momentum up. It's meant doing some big days, but I've been really in for them all, really enjoyed them all. So to start at the beginning of the week, it was a continuation of the first 2 weeks, except it was freezing, minging, wet, cold, stormy, but never cold enough to be snow. So I was up like the 5 Munros at Crianlarich, I was up the 5 Munros at Ben Stara. These were individual days, and I was just getting like saturated with like, yeah, it was like, ugh. And yeah, it's just those Scottish conditions that you just can't do anything about. Got this river to cross here, and I've never done this before, but I'm gonna give this a shot. River crossing at the bottom, all things considered, went quite well. And then off the back of that, I then spent maybe, what, 4 days, 5 days? I lose track, to be honest, focusing on the Loch Tay area. So near the beginning of it all, I had one of the most beautiful days I've had so far on the hills at the back of Glen Lochy. And for one of the first times, it was just beautiful blue skies, no mist, no cloud, just shining hills, and this time covered in snow. And yeah, what a big day. Yeah, so I've got to cross this entire skyline in about 4 hours of light, and I think the short answer to that is that I won't be crossing it in the light. Probably at some point midway it's going to get dark. I didn't quite maybe click beforehand that it was 38 kilometres. Granted, a bike at the beginning and the end, but nonetheless, yeah, felt pretty whacked after that. For that, I did get Ben Haishgownach under a full moon in the middle of the night, all the mountains covered in snow, and not a breath of wind in the summit. And if that's a idea of what you want to get out of a winter Munro round, that's pretty much close to it. I went over the 7 Munros of Ben Lawers with Helen. That was another great day. Yeah, no real barriers to doing it. It was just a bit like dusting of snow, some ice, but no problem at all. Really nice day. And I've done a lot of night walking, so I had a beautiful moonlit night on Mael Geordie. I'm on top of Scia Chuil. Nice to get this one done. Still Mael Geordie tonight, so there's still tons of work to be done, but yeah, good to be on the top of this one. That was extremely magical in ways that it's almost quite hard to describe, because it's something that happened up in the head as well. And the mountains, sometimes just everything comes together to trigger these moments, and you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know what's happening. You know that this is it, and you're in it. It's probably worth closer examination, that sort of thing. Quite profound, actually. I had an amazing night. on Maelgardie. I also had, a couple of nights ago, I had 2 summits left for the whole Southern Highlands. One was Schiehallion, so another moonlit night at 2-3 in the morning, trying to beat another incoming storm. Yeah, so there's a storm blowing in today. It comes in about soon. It will certainly be here by mid-late morning, and therefore, you know, I've got probably a period of like 8 hours before the wind speeds in the hill just go crazy. So the wind speeds will be really high into this evening and then also into tomorrow. Maybe only easing tomorrow night. It's one of these big storms rattling on off the Atlantic, and I don't really want to be up in the hills during them, so I'm up at 1 in the morning, having just finished a hill day, to be up them. So there we go. The shit you have to do. And then yeah, later the day after Schiehallion, I finished the week and also all the Southern Highland Munros on Meon and Ptarmigan. Yeah, really pleased to get them done really quickly. I've met lots of lovely people on the way as well, bumped into people, had chats with folk all over the place, met them in hills, stayed in a couple of houses with folk. It's just been amazing. Yeah, it's been a great week. So I suppose coming up we take a turn towards more wintry conditions, and I'm now in the Eastern Highlands. So this is like Glen Shee, I've just Glen Clova, and I move steadily towards the Cairngorms. So I suppose that, yeah, that wraps up week 3. It's been an eventful week. Lots has happened, lots of good hill days, and I guess I'm just hoping for more.